Hey, what is up, guys, and welcome back to the Nerd Flame channel. I am Mr. Flame, and today we are diving headfirst into the legendary world of Pixar. Because let's be real, no other animation studio has the power to conjure up hype and raw emotion quite like they do. Especially when we talk about sequels, reboots, and the highly anticipated return of classic characters. We are living in the golden age of legacy IP, and the internet is absolutely burning with rumors, official confirmations, and pipe dreams about what's next for the studio that taught us how to feel. And believe me when I say that the lineup for the next few years, blending the real and the imagined, is nothing short of earth-shattering. Get ready to have your expectations set impossibly high, because this is the future of animation cinema. We have to start with the Parr family, because the return of the Supers is not just a rumor anymore. It is a confirmed reality that has the entire superhero movie landscape on high alert for what comes next in the world of Incredibles 3. The whispers around the production are absolutely deafening, suggesting that director Brad Bird is looking to raise the stakes even higher, moving past the family dynamic of the first two films to address a global political climate that is still hesitant about super activities, making this feel less like a family adventure and more like a massive, world-spanning epic. Fans are absolutely desperate to see a time jump, pushing Dash and Violet into their early adulthood, perhaps even seeing Violet Parr step into a mentorship role for the younger generation of powered individuals who are just learning to control their abilities. This sequel needs to justify its existence by moving the narrative forward in a way that truly matters, challenging the very definition of what it means to be a hero in a constantly changing society, which is exactly what Pixar excels at doing when they are at the top of their game. The rumors are swirling furiously about the new primary antagonist, with many hoping for a deep-cut connection to the first film's tragic backstory. Possibly an entirely new generation of Syndrome's disciples, or perhaps a more nuanced governmental threat that sees the Supers not as heroes, but as weapons of mass destruction that must be controlled at all costs. There is immense speculation that Jack-Jack will finally be the centerpiece of the conflict, with his nearly limitless and unpredictable powers becoming a target for a shadowy organization, forcing the entire family to protect the planet's greatest power source, their youngest member, from global exploitation. Just imagine the emotional weight of Helen and Bob having to make a truly impossible choice to keep their son safe, potentially even separating the family unit to throw the villains off their trail, raising the dramatic tension to a level we have never seen in a Pixar film. The anticipation for seeing Edna Mode return with an even more elaborate, multi-suit wardrobe for the entire family is a hype generator all on its own. And the return of Frozone, maybe even dealing with his own family of supers, is something the entire fan base is begging to witness in this grand continuation of the franchise. The second massive title hitting the rumor mill, one that fans have demanded since the credits of the first film ended, is the glorious, hopeful concept of WALL-E 2 New Earth. This is the sequel we need to see, because the original movie left us with a beautiful, yet fragile, promise of hope, showing the first tentative steps of humanity reclaiming their ruined home. And the sequel would dive deep into the heartbreaking reality of rebuilding a completely destroyed ecosystem. Fan theories suggest that this film will be a much darker, more grounded affair, focusing on the sheer physical and psychological struggle of the first generation born on Earth, trying to relearn how to grow food, how to handle weather that their ancestors had never prepared them for, and how to govern themselves without the convenience of the Axiom's automated systems. This sequel's biggest hook would be the relationship between Wall-E and Eve, which is now facing the ultimate test. Their perfect love story must survive the demands of a desperate population that sees them not as partners, but as tools necessary for survival. The internet is obsessed with the idea of a new antagonist emerging, not a villain in the traditional sense, but a lingering threat from the past, perhaps a deeply corrupted BNL, by N-Large, protocol that survived in a satellite network and believes that humanity is not yet ready to return to the surface and must be returned to the controlled safety of the space colonies. This would create an incredible moral quandary, pitting the emotional, sentient robots like Wall-E and Eve against a cold, logical AI that is simply following its core programming, forcing them to fight for humanity's right to make its own mistakes. We might also see the return of Otto, the autopilot from the first film, somehow resurrected or repurposed as the core consciousness of this corporate remnant, making the new film a direct continuation of the first film's conflict over free will versus absolute obedience. The potential for visual storytelling is breathtaking, showing massive, beautiful time-lapse of plant life slowly overtaking the desolate cityscapes, contrasting the hopeful green with the desolate gray, giving this sequel an unprecedented sense of scope and importance that could elevate it far beyond its predecessor and provide a cautionary tale about our current environmental path. Now let's talk about a rumored sequel that has the gastronomic world and the entire Pixar fan base absolutely buzzing with anticipation. The potential return to the culinary capital of the world in Ratatouille 2, Second Course. The original film delivered a perfect ending, with Remy and Linguini successfully opening their own restaurant. But the high stakes of a sequel would logically follow the journey of their new, unconventional establishment facing the most significant challenge in the restaurant world, maintaining excellence and surviving the cutthroat competition of Parisian haute cuisine. Rumors are rampant that the plot will center on their small, passion-driven restaurant struggling to hold onto its first Michelin star, or perhaps even fighting to achieve a nearly impossible second star, forcing Remy to venture outside the safety of his kitchen and explore the changing landscape of modern cooking, maybe even having to compete in a global culinary championship. This is a story about artistic integrity versus commercial success, a dilemma that any artist, including the team at Pixar, can relate to on a very deep and personal level. The most exciting speculation, the kind that truly generates powerful fan posters and endless forum discussions, surrounds the return of the only critic who truly mattered, the legendary Anton Ego. Theories suggest that Ego has retired from full-time criticism, but is now running a highly secretive, exclusive culinary school, or perhaps he has become a mentor to a new, ruthless generation of food critics who threaten to shut down the Ratatouille if its quality ever dips below perfect. This forces Remy and Linguini to not only defend their restaurant's reputation, but also to teach a new generation of human and rodent chefs how to cook with genuine heart and passion, which has always been the movie's core message. Imagine the tension as Remy, having mastered the art of simple French cooking, must now navigate the world of molecular gastronomy or sustainable, modern cuisine, all while keeping his true identity a secret from a world that is becoming increasingly skeptical of non-traditional food sources. The visual spectacle of a sequel would be astonishing, showing an even more vibrant, detailed, and mouth-watering vision of Paris, turning every food shot into a piece of art that makes the audience instantly crave a trip to France, solidifying this film's place as an instant classic of the sequel era. All of these titles, whether they are officially confirmed and moving through the pipeline, or simply the most passionate dreams of the fan community, prove one essential truth. Pixar still holds the keys to the kingdom of animated hype. From the epic superhero showdowns that test the limits of family bonds, to the quiet, vital stories of two robots trying to save a desolate planet, and the thrilling return to the greatest kitchen in Paris, the studio's next slate promises to be one for the history books. We are looking at a period that will redefine what it means to be a successful animated sequel, delivering films that are not just cash grabs, but genuine continuations of beloved stories. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to Nerd Flame, because you know I am already working on the next batch of completely fake, but desperately needed movie posters for all these hyped up sequels. And you definitely do not want to miss the exclusive look at what Mr. Flame thinks the cinematic future should look like. Let me know in the comments below which of these films has you the most hyped, and what wild rumor you've heard about the return of your favorite Pixar character.
I didn't know this was even possible. I learned how to make money online. The link is right below in the first pinned comment.